Bhakta Seveya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namo Pankajanaභaya Namo Pankajamaline Namo Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let's all pay our obeisances to our founder Acharya A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada ki jai, and our Shiksha Guru Suranath Prabhu, and start today's session. Today's session we are going to go through Bhagavatam Canto 1 Chapter 2. Just give me 1 second, let me open that. So, so far what we've seen in chapter 1 is the beginning of Bhagavatam, the glorification verses, the first 3 verses, which define the Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. And then we saw that in the forest of Naimisharanya, 80,000 sages along with Shaunaka, headed by Shaunaka the Rishi, were performing yagna to help the people or living entities of Kali Yuga. Because Kali Yuga had just started and Krishna had just left the material world. As soon as Krishna left the material world, the entire universe was dipped in ignorance, tamoguna, with darkness. And they performed these yagnas for 1,000 years, but nothing happened. There was no change because this was not recommended for Kali Yuga. Yagnas are not recommended for Kali Yuga. They only had soot on their face of doing the yagnas, but nothing happened. As they were pondering and they finished that day's yagna, it usually used to be almost 8 to 10 hours of yagna in a day. They completed that day's yagna, and when they just were wrapping up things, finished that, they saw Suta Goswami came to that place. Suta Goswami comes to that place, and immediately Shaunaka Rishis thought, as soon as we were wondering why nothing happened, and thousands of years we've done the yagna, as a response, Lord Shri Krishna only must have sent Suta Goswami. They start asking Suta Goswami. They ask 6 questions to Suta Goswami, and they say, please help us because these yagnas are not helping us. Before that, we understand that the people of Kali Yuga come with a lot of faults. What are those faults? Mandasu Mandabuddhi, Alpayushu, and ill luck. They don't have good luck also, and they are always misguided because of all these things, and they don't have very good memory. So because of all these things, they cannot perform bhakti at all. It is very difficult for them to read the scriptures or perform bhakti. And that's why Shaunaka the Rishis were performing this yagna for the welfare of the mankind. And that time, they asked 6 questions. First of all, we understood why Suta Goswami is the eligible preacher who can tell them what is to be done. We understood the qualities of a preacher. What are his qualities? He was closely acquainted to Vyasadeva, who wrote the Bhagavatam. How was he acquainted to Vyasadeva? Vyasadev's son, Sukadev Goswami, was the spiritual master of Suta Goswami. That was the first thing. Second thing, he was humble. Very, very humble and submissive he was. Third, he had done a very good adhyay, swadhyay, he had done of all the scriptures. See, doing swadhyay alone is not enough. It explains, Prabhupada explains in the purport that he was able to easily bring it down to the level of his audience, because it is very difficult science. he was able to grasp the topics and bring it down to their level. So and he was very attentive when he listened to Bhagavatam also. He was very attentive, and that's why he was an eligible candidate for preaching the Bhagavatam to the entire world. And then the 6 questions. What were the 6 questions? The first question was, what is the ultimate good for the entire world? What is the goal of life? What is that scripture? Right? What is that one thing that everybody has to read? What is the best of the scriptures, or what do we take out of the scriptures? And why did Krishna be born for Devaki and Vasudev only? Fourth, what are the incarnations, different incarnations of this Lord's existence? Why does he take incarnations? Describe those pastimes. And the fifth one was the Ishanukata. Tell us about the Krishna Katha. And the 6th was, where did Dharma take residence? After Krishna left, where did Dharma take residence? In this chapter, you will find some of those answers given by Sutta Goswami. Okay, we will find little bit of, and it is full of bhakti, it is full of nectar, this chapter. So we will get started. That is where we left off the first chapter. And then verses 15 and 16 are very important in chapter 1, which talks about the glories of chanting and glories of the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. What happens for those who take shelter in the lotus feet of Krishna and also the Harinam. Now, chapter 2, verse 1. Sutta Goswami is extremely happy with the Shaunakadi Rishis. Why is he happy with Shaunakadi Rishis? Because they were asking such an excellent question. What was the question? It was related to Ishanukata or Bhagavat Katha. Whenever there is Bhagavat Katha being asked, it is the benefit for the person who is actually telling the Katha, person who is listening the Katha. So it is very purifying to hear the Ishanu Katha or Krishna's Katha, because whatever, see, the yagnas that we do, the tapasya or the puja rituals, go to this mandir, turn 100 times, go to this mandir, do this, all that will not give upashamana of all the sins and anarthas that we have. The only way those can be cleared is by hearing attentively. Takshrunu. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, starting from chapter 7 all the way till 12, he uses the first verse in any chapter in Bhagavad Gita, he uses that Takshrunu, Takshrunu, hear unto me, hear carefully, hear attentively, because this is very purifying. Unfortunately, because of ignorance, we don't understand how that Ishanu Katha can, purify me. We don't understand. But here, Sutta Goswami is saying he was extremely happy, because if you ask questions about mundane things of this world, there is no use. You're just wasting your time, especially when we are in front of a guru, right? We shouldn't go and ask, my child is not studying well, my child should get married. Those kind of questions we should not ask. We should ask, how can I perform bhakti better? How can I chant better? These are the questions we should be asking. We should not go to our Guru Maharajas and ask them, my house, I don't have a house to live, I don't have money to sustain. Those things we should not ask. If we are asking that, we are still in lot of tamoguna. Even though we are in tamoguna, now we are understanding from Sutta Goswami and Shaunakadi Rishi how we have to ask questions, right? We have to approach, glorify them. First, he glorified Sutta Goswami. He said, you are the eligible person to tell me about these things. And then he asked the most beautiful questions. See, it did not only purify Shaunakadi Rishi and the sages there, it purified the entire universe. Even today, it is purifying, because we are also reading those, the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Just not only for one person, it is for everybody. And whoever asks that question, they get purified. Whoever answers that, they will get purified. Whoever is listening to that, they also get purified. So that is why he was very happy. Next, Sutta Goswami tries to answer the questions. Before that, he wants to say pranama mantra to his spiritual master, like we always do. Without taking the ashirvad of our Guru Maharajas, we cannot do it. Like the obeisances that we pay to our Srila Prabhupada, right? Why do we do that? Because it is not we who are, talking about it. It is their Shakti sometimes. It is their blessing. See, Mukam karotu vachalam pangum langayati girim. What does that say? A person who is a muka will start talking glories of the Lord. People who don't have legs will be able to climb a mountain. How? Because of a blessing of a guru. Dina Taranam, Guru, Sri Guru. That is why we say here also it is the same parampara is being followed. Where Sutta Goswami says, I cannot speak a word without my Guru's blessing. I am nobody. Look at the humble position. I told you in the beginning itself, he was very humble, right? Somebody is unmuted, Prabhu. Don't know who it is. With Okay, thank you, dear devotees. Just stay on unmute because it is going to disturb other devotees, whoever is at least listening. Okay, thank you, Hare Krishna. So that's why he's saying that humble position he's taking there also. One thing that Krishna loves is being humble, right? Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that, right? He also says, you should take that humble trinadapi suni chena tarorapi sahishnuna amani namana dena kirtaniya saraharihi. You see, Radhanath Maharaj once gave this lecture about humility, and he gave such a beautiful example. He gave the example of a tree. What happens to a tree when there is lot of wind, there is lot of rain? The leaves will fall everywhere, the tree will get bent and everything. In the morning when you open the door and look at the tree, you can see, okay, it is completely devastated. It may fall off also because of the wind and the rain. But have you seen the grass? The grass will stay like that only. That is humility. When we are humble, right, whatever comes our way, we will be able to tolerate it. That tolerance will come only when we are humble, right? And that's why, you have to be humble in every position. Here, the greatest thing can be conquered by being humble. It is not only for spiritual journey, even for material journey, this works. For example, when you go and ask a person, that person will not do anything for you. They will not help you at all, no matter what, they don't like you. But if you ask very nicely, right, they can't say no to you. They can't say no to you. So you have to understand that humility is very, very important. Now we will understand the qualities of Sukadev Goswami. See, first we understood about Suta Goswami who was preaching, right? Now he has become the listener and Sukadev Goswami becomes the preacher. So why he is giving pranama to Sukadev Goswami? Here are the qualities. Can enter into anyone's heart so that the right person to deliver the Bhagavatam and also relish the pastimes from all those who have engaged with the Lord. What is that? So he is an eligible person to give this Bhagavatam. He delivered Bhagavatam for the first time to Parikshit Maharaj. Why was he chosen? There is an example of that. I think in the future classes it may come, but I'll give you the example. When Sukadev Goswami was born, he actually was a son of Vyasadev. Vyasadev's wife's name I forgot, I'm so sorry. She bore the son, she became pregnant with Sukadev Goswami. First what happens is Vyasadev wrote the Bhagavatam. After writing the Bhagavatam, he went to Badrikasham and he started meditating on the Lord. He said, I have written this, but to give it to the world, I need a son whom I can give all this knowledge so that he can do the distribution of Bhagavatam. So he prayed to the Lord for many, many years and he didn't have children. Vyasadeva did not have children for a long time. And then finally, the Lord was merciful that his wife became pregnant. When she became pregnant, Sukadev Goswami did not come out for 17 years. The reason he did not want to come out is he knew that this is a world of bewilderment. He said, oh Lord, I am happy being your devotee. I don't want to come out into this world and get stuck in this entanglement of Maya. Then Vyasadeva said, don't worry. What did he say? Don't worry. You come out, nothing will happen to you. Son, he says. Okay. Vyasadeva says, son, come out, nothing will happen to you. Immediately Sukadev Goswami caught on to that. He says, I am there. See, I am also devotee of the Lord. Nothing will happen to you, son. This is what he says. Sukadev Goswami says, you're saying you're a devotee of the Lord and you're calling me son. That means you're also in Maya. that you're recognizing me as a son. So how can you give me an assurance? You yourself are in Maya. How can you give me assurance that I will not be in Maya? The one who created this Maya, I want him to come and give me assurance that nothing will happen to me. And I will be like Siddha Deha only. I will be liberated person only, even if I come out. If he comes and tells me, I will be able to do it. That time actually Vishnu Narayana will come and he will promise Sukadev Goswami that Maya will not touch him. Maya will not do anything to him. And then Sukadev Goswami descended to this world. And when he descended, he was already 17 years old. And he didn't have a connection like mother, father and everything. He just paid obeisances to his mother and father. And he told his mother, whenever you want me, just remember me, I will come to you. But now I cannot stay with you, because I don't like all this worldly things, all these things I don't like. And I don't belong to this world. He was in the impersonal, right? He was liberated. He was Jnani. He was totally elevated soul. So he walks away. Okay, when he is walking, he's not wearing any clothes because he was just born, but he was born a day with 17-year body was delivered. Okay, he didn't born as a small baby. He came out as 17-year-old. When he came out, he started walking away, and he walks in front of a pond where women are taking bath. He just walks, and behind them Vyasadeva is going, Putra, Putra, Putra. He goes running behind him. When Vyasadeva goes, all the women cover their body, but when the sun went, they did not cover the body. Vyasadeva notices that, and still he goes, he tries to go and he tries to bring his son back. When he tries to bring his son back, when he said Putra, Putra, right? Sukadev Goswami did not even look behind to answer. He entered a tree's mind of a tree, or the consciousness of a tree he entered. Through the tree responded. It said, Father, I'm not coming back. See, this is very important to understand. He was able to access the consciousness of a tree. He was able to access the consciousness of a tree and make it respond instead of him. Okay, that is how he responded to his father. He didn't look back. So that is the amount of elevation, or how liberated, how elevated soul he was. Okay, and he believed in impersonalism. Okay, and but he was in total vairagya. He didn't like anything. You can't entice him. You can't tell him, I will give you this, I will give you that. He is not interested in anything of this world. He was in that state. And what happened is, somehow Vyasadeva had to bring Sukadev Goswami back. Why? Because Sukadev Goswami had an agenda why he was born. His agenda was to give Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And because he was in impersonal Brahmavadi, he was Brahmavadi. But he had to come to the personal form of the Lord to understand Bhagavatam and give it to the world. So what Vyasadeva did was, he sent his disciples to go and talk to Sukadev Goswami. Wherever Sukadev Goswami was there, these disciples went and they gave 2 shlokas. The first shloka is Baraha Pidam Natavara Vapuhu Karaniyo Karanikaram. That means they describe the beauty of Krishna. Okay, they described how beautiful Krishna is, that he is wearing a peacock feather, he is wearing a Vaijantiya mala, and he has Karanika flower on one of his ears, on top of his ears, a blue Karanika flower, and he is holding a flute, and he is wearing Pitambara, and when he walks, it is as if he is dancing. There is nobody equal to him in beauty, in glamour. Nobody is there. Immediately, Sukadev Goswami thinks, such a beautiful explanation of the form of the Lord. But he says, wait. I don't want to get attracted to a person who is very beautiful to look, but inside, I don't know, just by the outer covering, I don't want to get attracted to him. Then immediately the disciples actually recite another shloka, Aho Bhakyam Stanakala Kutam. This is where they chant the shloka where it is said that, Putana, like a demon, came to Krishna to give him poison, and Krishna gave him the mother's position. That means even to the enemy who came to kill him, he touched her, he healed her, and he gave us the patta of, Datri. Datri means she is like mother's position. Seven mothers, right? She was one of the mothers. For everybody, we have seven mothers, and she is one, like, person, nanny, right? Whom we call nanny now, like that. She was associate of Yashoda Maya. Whatever Yashoda Maya did, she used to assist in that. That position he gave. Immediately, Sukdev Goswami is very impressed, because this person, whomever you're talking about, he is not only the most, he is beautiful from within. I have not seen anybody so good in character. I want to know more about him. He approaches the disciples. Immediately they say, okay, your father will give you all the details. Our guru, come to our guru, they say, and then they say, Vyasadev, your father is only our guru. And then they take him back home, where he gets the knowledge of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And then this importance of Bhagavatam is, it is he was a true renounced person, right? He didn't, Vairagya was on the top. He didn't wear clothes. He was that kind of a Vairagi. To that Vairagi, Bhagavatam became attractive. Okay, so you can imagine liberated souls. Yesterday, when we were discussing about the glories of the Rasika Bhavika Bhavika Bahu, that means even a Rasika who is of this world, they also get attracted. Liberated souls also get attracted. We think we are going to study this Bhagavatam to get liberated, but even people who are liberated, they are also studying the same Bhagavatam, but their Bhagavatam is bigger than ours. Ours is a smaller version, they have a bigger version. Because this is an Amala Purana, it not only attracts sadhakas like us, but true renouncers, then liberated souls, demigods, everybody get attracted to this Bhagavatam. Okay, those were the qualities. Now the adhikar, right? There are three types of people. If you see so far what we've studied, there are three kinds of people. One is a Kanishta Adhikari. When we are in this process of sadhana bhakti, everybody will fall into one of these categories. All of us don't think which category. At least I am in this Kanishta Adhikari category. Okay, that means we know a little bit of knowledge, but we're still not there. So here the Shaunakadi rishis and his disciples along with Suta Goswami are in Kanishta Adhikari. Madhyama Adhikari is Vyasadev and Narad Muni. Is in Madhyama Adhikari. Uttama Adhikari is Parikshit Maharaj and Sukdev Goswami. When you hear messages from Maharajas, it will change your heart. There is transformation in the heart. That is a Uttama Adhikari. In the same way, Parikshit Maharaj and Sukdev Goswami were such elevated devotees of the Lord that when you hear their conversation, there will be transformation of the heart. And that's why Bhagavatam is very important, because such elevated devotees are actually having a conversation. When you hear that Maharajas, when I am talking to you now, I'm giving you Bhagavatam, it is in the Kanishta level. Okay, there may not be, because the Bhagavatam itself is so purified, it may change your heart. Not because I am saying, because I am not at that level. But when you hear from Uttama Adhikaris, there will be automatically transformation of the heart. Madhyama Adhikaris are usually the Shiksha Gurus. The Shiksha Gurus will be in the Madhyamadhikari state, and they will be able to get you to an initial level, little bit of questions, how to do sadhana bhakti. They would have given you the Harinam to chant and all those things. But beyond them is the Uttamadhikari. Even the Madhyamadhikari will go to Uttamadhikari to get knowledge, to get transformation. Okay, that is how we can understand from this so far what we've studied. This is a categorization, and that's why it becomes important for us to hear the conversation between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukdev Goswami. And when we are reciting Bhagavatam, I did recite this shloka, that is Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiret. This is another shloka that's the Sutta Goswami recites before. First he recites shloka to give pranamas to his spiritual master, and this shloka. So here he is offering obeisances to four people. What is that for? Who are the four people? The personality of Godhead, that is Narayana. Naranarayana Rishi. They are the supermost human beings. Okay, in fourth canto, there is a description of that. I will read that after reading the others. Then Saraswati. Mata Saraswati is goddess of learning. And Srila Vyasadev, who is author himself. Usually when you read a book, right, when you read these scriptures, there'll be pranama mantra where the author itself is writing some pranama mantra, where he is giving ashirvad to people who read the book also. First, he is glorifying the Lord, then he is glorifying the subject matter, and he is paying obeisances to the Lord, and finally, he will give a benediction, whoever reads this book. Like that, we are paying obeisances to Vyasadeva also, so that the scripture that he is written, this Bhagavat Purana, let it reveal in my heart. Right? That is why we are praying. And of course, Krishna, we are asking Krishna to reveal it in our heart. Now, Nararayana, it is a little complex, this one. You just understand that Naranarayana Rishi in one time were Naranarayanas. In before Kali Yuga, right? In Dwapara Yuga, they were Krishna and Arjuna. Nara was Arjuna and Narayana was Krishna. They together came. That's why Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, this is not the first time you and me are here. We have been here before, and in the future also we will be there, he says in one of the shlokas in chapter 2. Why is he saying that? This is the evidence that they were Naranarayana in some other yuga, and they came as Krishna Arjuna in Dwapara Yuga. Okay? And they reside in Badrikashram. They were actually taking away the kavacha of Karna. Karna was actually a demon in the previous Janma, where he had 100 kavachas. They had taken out 99 kavachas, they had taken out, or 1000 kavachas. I don't know whether it's 100. One kavacha was left, which was taken away in the Dwapara Yuga. Okay. To fight him, they had come, they had fought many battles together. And again in Dwapara Yuga, they fought the Kurukshetra war. That much we should understand. Now, one of the questions which was asked is, who is Devaki and Vasudeva? To that, we are going to get an answer from Suta Goswami here. It is also said that Vasudeva and Devaki in their previous birth as Sutapa and Prishni. So in the first birth, they were Sutapa and Prishni, where Krishna came as Prishni Garbha. Okay, Krishna's incarnation is Prishni Garbha. In the second, manifestation, it was Kashyapa and Aditi, where Krishna took birth as Vaman Dev. And then finally as Vasudeva and Devaki, where Krishna took birth as Krishna. Why were you born for Devaki and Vasudeva? Means Devaki and Vasudeva, they have been together from many, many janmas, and they did as husband and wife. They did not think about the future, how happily we live and all that. No, they only did penance and austerities. They did a lot of penance and austerities, and Krishna himself, Narayana himself, comes in front of them appreciating or as a benediction, because they did a lot of tapasya for the Lord. And those days, Satya Yuga and Dwapara Yuga and all, the not Satya, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga and all, you could do this one, life of a person was long, so they did penance for so many years also. Throughout their lives, they did that. As a benediction, Lord appears and asks them, what do you want? And they say, we want a son like you. And Krishna says, I am Atulyam. That means there's nobody equal to me. I have to only come. I have to only manifest. And he was very impressed, and he gave them that benediction of being their son in the next 3 janmas. And that's why he comes in the next 3 janmas for them. And this is the answer to that question 3. Why were you born for Devaki and Vasudeva? Okay. Next, the next question was the first question, what is the goal of human life? That is what is explained here. Savai pumsam paro dharma yato bhaktir adokshaje ahituki apratihata ye atma suprasiddhati. That is, what is dharma? Dharma is the responsibility of a human being. We have 2 kinds of dharma as per Bhagavad Gita. What is that? Nitya dharma and Swadharma. Nitya dharma is the Bhagavad Bhakti that we do. Swadharma is the Atma Dharma. That is what we are doing is, trying to, sorry, the other way around. Nitya Dharma is, I got confused. Nitya Dharma, I think is, Nitya Dharma is Bhagavad Bhakti. Swadharma is what Swabhava you're born in, that Dharma you're doing. Like you want to become a mother, and that's why you became a mother. You have the Icha to become a mother. For that, you have certain Dharma you have to follow. You have to take care of the children. You have to bring them to Bhagavad Bhakti there also, right? There also you have to little bit, everything should be dovetailed for Krishna. So that is Swadharma. So what is Dharma? Dharma means what you have to do as a human being. What are you supposed to do? That's all. And here the answer is given by Sutta Goswami that the ultimate goal or the ultimate Dharma for anybody is to attain perfection in devotional service. This does not mean giving up your Swadharma. You have to dovetail your Swadharma also to Nitya Dharma. At one point in our life, our Swadharma was here and Nitya Dharma was here because we didn't know who Krishna was, we didn't know how to do bhakti. Now at least it's come a little down like this. Now if you keep dovetailing everything from this side, if you keep putting it into this side will increase and this side will decrease, isn't it? At one point there'll be no Swadharma. Everything you do is Nitya Dharma only. Everything you do is for Krishna only. That is the ultimate goal of life. And how should it be done? Uninterrupted. Apratihata and ahituki. It's not a business deal where you say to Krishna, Krishna, I did Mangalarati for 4 days, I want $100 million. No, that is not the way we do. We do it without any reason, there is no reason why we get up and chant. There is no reason, there is one reason, sorry. The only reason is pleasing Krishna. Krishna will become happy, I'm going to do it. See, in the beginning, it will not come. It's very, very difficult to get to that state. At least we have to start faking it. In the beginning, it is very, very difficult. And that's why, how do we do? Are, I have to fill up sadhana report. That's why I'm doing it. Otherwise, Mathaji will ask, Prabhuji will ask, our Guru Maharajas will ask. So we'll do it. Slowly, what will happen? Are, without that, it feels somewhat. If I can't chant, it feels somewhat. Then finally it will, you would have got purified. As you go stage by stage, you will get purified. Finally, one day will come. I want to do it for Krishna. I want to do Mangalarati for Krishna. Today we are doing it because karma kanda. I have so much of karma. I have to get rid of that karma. I don't want bad things to happen to me. I want only good things to happen to me. That's why I'm doing it, right? But eventually that intention will be purified. When that intention purifies, it becomes causeless. So that is the goal. That is the ultimate goal. He is saying that. Okay. Then what happens when we perform bhakti? From 6 he told us, Sutta Goswami has answered that first question that we have to do dharma. In 7 to 26, he is going to say the process how to do bhakti. One immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. How does bhakti begin? It begins with the causeless mercy of one of the gurus. Okay, because of that only, because of the mercy of Krishna and Guru only, we are doing bhakti. It is not from our endeavor. Okay, the worth of any entity, the worth of any activity in this world is measured by the amount of love it invokes in the heart of the living entity. So anything that you do it out of love, because you are getting something out of it. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it, right? That is what it is saying. But what happens if you do it for Krishna? See, you're doing all these things, hard labor today because you're getting some money, but that money is not giving you happiness. So we turn to bhakti. That is how it starts. Any material activity performed should be aimed at liberation from this world. Otherwise, what will happen if you don't aim it to, towards Krishna, towards liberation, it will cause more karma bandhana. When we do it for sense gratification, it causes more karma bandhana. Life's goal should be only one thing: preserve this body, do your swadharma, whatever responsibilities you have, you take care of that and continue to do bhakti. This body is also, I am eating also so that the atma and the body is together. As long as it is together, I have all the facilities to do bhakti. And that's why I want to keep it together as long as I can, so that I can perform bhakti and my swadharma. Okay, that is how we have to understand. That's why you have to take Prabhupada writes in the purport, meet the basic health conditions so we can continue in the path of self-realization. One who has read and followed the scriptures automatically develops detachment and becomes realized. So you don't have to tell anybody, hey, give up that, give up this. No. Our Suranath Prabhu also says, right? He never says, hey, give up this, give up that. He says, continue to add bhakti in your life, like reading for 10 minutes, chanting for 10 minutes, doing Mangalarati when possible, putting boga. Just keep adding these things. It's like a muddy water, bottle of muddy water. You keep it under a tap and keep the tap running slowly. You go do some work and come back. Within 1 hour, all that muddy water is gone and it has become pure water. Why? Because the more good water you keep pouring, the muddy water is going outside. In the same way, bhakti also, you don't have to uproot it. You keep adding good things, good things, good things. Eat only prasadam, chant, be in the association of devotees. All the bad things will start leaving you. That is what it is saying. Okay. Next, how to perform bhakti. One should constantly hear about, glorify, remember, and worship the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the devotees. Serving, so constant hearing, right? Glorifying the Lord, constantly hearing, and worshipping the Lord, deity worship, making boga for the Lord. All those things will give us, help us perform. But that is bhakti. Whatever you do, see, you can't sit and chant 24/7, right? We are not. Anywhere close to Haridas Thakur. Then what we have to do, we have to engage our senses in bhakti. How do we engage our senses in bhakti? In glorifying, using this mouth, and worshipping the Lord. Serving the great realized devotees, one builds the inclination. Also, serving devotees, Maharajas and other devotees. Now you have Rath Yatra, go there. Maybe somebody doesn't know how to do something or how to go somewhere, even if you help them. There was one class that I was listening to, and then Maharaj was saying that, going to Vrindavan is great. Krishna will love that. But a person standing in the hot sun and directing the buses, which way they have to take, and giving them water to the devotees, that is more greater than even going to the temple and seeing the Lord, because they are serving thousands of devotees. Serving devotees also adds on to bhakti. Then Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desires from material enjoyment. So when Krishna enters our heart, he automatically cleanses all the material desires which we have. And that's how, when we perform bhakti, all these are side effects of bhakti. Then the next shloka, he is going to answer one more question. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir pavati naishtiki. That uttama shloka, whom should we worship, right? That uttama shloka, what should we do? What is ultimate? What is that one scripture? What do we do? Whom do we worship? There are so many gods. Whom do we worship? That uttama shloka. Who is uttama shloka? That is Krishna, right? A shloka is a description. Uttama is the description of the greatest thing. The greatest thing in this world is Krishna. So when you use shloka to describe that, then it becomes a Uttama shloka. So another name for Krishna is Uttama shloka. By regular attendance in class on the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all the troublesome things in your heart, nashta prayeshu abhadreshu, whatever is abhadra in your life, troublesome, oh, mortgage needs to be paid, and child is sick, and I am sick, and my job is bad, and my relationship is bad. I'm giving you examples. All these are troublesome, and all of us have it. Don't think you are the only one. Everybody has this. Everybody goes through this. There's not a single living entity who does not go through these things. Everybody go through these things. All this will be completely uprooted when you engage in the service of the Lord, right? Krishna will make way for you. He will pave the way for you when you get engaged with Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. And then a loving service, when you perform the loving service to Sri Krishna, who's praised in those transcendental songs and is established in an irrevocable fact. So it will get so deep in your heart that no matter what, Krishna will take care. That will happen when you get engaged. Once bhakti begins in the heart, the effects of the modes of material nature disappear. See, why we are feeling all these things is because of the modes of material nature. Okay, it will go away. It will not hurt you anymore. The knot in the heart is pierced, and all the misgivings are cut to pieces. See, where does the desire start? It starts in your heart. It is like a knot on your heart, and that knot is cut by bhakti. It will cut that knot. When it cuts that, then your heart becomes free, and it will go up to Krishna and start worshipping Krishna. That is what it means. Prabhu, 2 more slides, Prabhu. I'll finish it off, okay? I know you're all getting late. I'll just wrap it up quickly. Verse 23. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. The transcendental personality of Godhead is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely the passion, goodness, ignorance. So Krishna takes three different forms. He takes the form of a creator as our Brahmaji in the mode of passion, and he takes the form of Vishnu as a maintainer in the mode of goodness, and the last he takes the form of Shiva in the mode of destruction. But all living entities, whom should we go to? Should we go to the creator or the destructor? We actually have to go to Krishna, who's the maintainer, or the Vishnu, the ultimate benefit. What is the ultimate benefit for humankind? They asked, right? That ultimate benefit is to be surrendered unto that Lord Vishnu, who is a maintainer. Because even today, if you want to breathe, right, it is only through Krishna only. If you want to eat, digestion is also through Krishna only, and what you're eating also is from Krishna only. So everything is Krishna only. If you see, ultimately everything is Krishna only. Everything he is only managing. Ultimate knowledge is Sri Krishna. 28 and 29 say ultimate knowledge is Sri Krishna. All sacrifices have to be performed for him, to please him. Because, see, for example, there was a beautiful example. One of the Mathajis, Nepal, is doing very well in Krishna consciousness, and this Mathaji is one of the vice presidents there. And she told us one day that, all kinds of sacrifices to be performed. When she came initially to this bhakti, she asked one of the Prabhujis, why Krishna is asking, do everything for me? Why he is asking like that? Then that Prabhuji gave a very good example. Say, suppose there is a king in your state, and that king says, don't worry, nothing, no problem. You come to me, I will take care of everything. Won't you make one nice boga and give it to him when he comes home? It is like that. That means Krishna is maintaining everything. He is giving us everything. Everything. You touch your skin, that is given by Krishna. You touch your eyes, it is given by Krishna. You touch your child, it is given by Krishna. Drink water, it is given by Krishna. Sit on a chair, it is given by Krishna. Breathe air, it is given by Krishna. Watch a beautiful, scenery, that is given by Krishna. Look at a flower, everything is given by Krishna. Then why can't we do little bit at least to please Krishna, isn't it? That is the understanding. All fruitive activities and the rewards of those activities for him. It is for him only. All knowledge acquired and severe austerities, the Ekadashi Vrata we do is for Krishna, not for us. We have to understand that at least, even though my heart is not saying that, my mouth at least should say that. Over a period of time, my heart also will say that. Religion is rendering loving service to the Lord. Goal of life is what? To serve Krishna. 30 and 31, Sri Krishna created the material existence, and he also is maintaining it. He also entered it. See, he did not just create it and leave it and say, you guys manage, I've done so much, enough. No, he entered into each of these universes so that it can be managed and it can be supported, right? Without support, nothing works. Then the 32 is, the Lord as a super soul pervades all things, just as fire permeates wood. And so he appears to be in many varieties, though he is the absolute one without a second. So here I've given references to understand. See, if you look at the fire, inside a wood, if there is fire, can you think of that? Can you even imagine? It is there, it is hidden, right? It is there. When you light it, it will start burning. That propensity to burn, that fire is inside wood. But when you look at wood, you can't find out that. The same thing is with Krishna. How? Bhagavad Gita chapter 7 verse 7, Matta parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya maya sarvam idam proktam sutre manigana eva. When you look at a pearl necklace, there is a pearl strand, but inside that there is thread. The thread is the one which is holding that. You can't see it. In the same way, this universe, it is there, it is existing, it is revolving, it is in its orbit, everything. But who is sustaining it? That unseen, invisible thread is Krishna, who is holding it, right? That rain is coming on time, sunshine is happening. Who is, regulating all that? That unseen hand is Krishna. One more shloka in Gajendra Moksha which comes is, Gunarani Channa Chittu Smopaya Tatshobha Vispujita Manasaya Naishkarmi Bhavena Vivajita Gamaha Swayam Prakashas Namaskaromi. Here Gajendra is saying that as in the fire in the wood, he is giving the same example. You and your unlimited knowledge are covered in this material world. You've covered this material world, but you are still there inside that We don't know. Only if you unfold that covering can I know, can I understand, he is also saying. So Krishna is the maintainer and sustainer for everything. The super soul enters into the bodies of the created beings who are influenced by the modes of material nature and causes them to enjoy the effects of the modes of nature. So Krishna is there as a super soul, but he is very quiet. He does not do anything. In a non-devotee's life, he does not do anything. He's very quiet. And how are we getting all these reactions then? It is because of the modes of material nature. The modes of material nature is causing all this happiness and distress for me. And I'm thinking, how is it doing? Through mind. It is controlling the mind. Okay. Then next thing is verse 34. Thus the Lord of the universes maintains all planets inhabited by the demigods, men and lower animals. It is not only us, he is maintaining even the demigods, the animals, everything, assuming the rules of incarnations. He performs pastimes. This is very, very beautiful. Try and understand this. He performs pastimes to reclaim those in pure goodness. So why does Krishna manifest? Why does he take avatar? Right? To take care of the miscreants. Yeah, that he can do through one of the agents like Srila Prabhupada. Sorry, establish Dharma. He can do that through Prabhupada. Then take care of the miscreants. His Shakti, if he does this, all the miscreants will go away. They can't do anything. Right? He has Arjuna, Pandavas, people like that. He can empower somebody to take care of the miscreants. Then to establish Dharma, he can send a person like Prabhupada and they will establish Dharma. But he actually manifests so that, he can show himself to these pure souls who are in pure goodness and they get attracted to Krishna. The minute they get attracted to Krishna, they get liberated. Just to liberate people who are in pure goodness, he comes and he manifests. He comes from that loka into this one of the Prabhujis was saying it is like Krishna taking up his dhoti and jumping into this sewage water. Krishna's manifestation into this world is like that because he is in Goloka, it is so pure, and he comes into this dirty water, which is this material, which is full of contamination. COVID, right? Somebody jumps, a doctor jumps into a pool of people who are having COVID to save them. That is our Krishna. That is our Krishna. With that, I will end today's session, dear devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo.